Hello everyone, we are Group U. Our group members are Zhao Zhenyao, Yixuan Wang, Wen Yangdong, and Jing Huizhen. The first part is an introduction. Let me introduce the details of the Museum Victoria. About background, Museum Victoria is Australia's largest public museum organization that has a long history of research and collection. Museums Victoria also operates a separate collection storage facility. The size of this collection is in excess of 16 million individual items. MV is one of the most popular tourism attraction in Victoria. About the goals, MV requires for the tender of an integrated e-procurement system in order to achieve deeper connection and digital transformation. The successful vendor will be engaged by MV during the implementation phase and the post-implementation phase. As we reviewed and discussed, we found 3 problems MV faced. First one, the tracking of commitment is inefficient, and no for organization overview of commitments. Next one is delays in obtaining signatures, particularly across venues. And the last one is the loss of paperwork and potential for duplicates due to the use of photocopies and no tracking system. And part B is the reason why customers want to carry out this project. We analyze the results and the benefits of the enterprise after digital transformation. The first is the organization could realize the seamless connection of different business process, release the time and energy of business personnel from tedious work, and let them concentrate on managing more important tasks. And then result improve our work efficiency. What's more, it will be easy for organizations to control procurement costs and reduce business operating costs. C-levels could effectively monitor the implementation of procurement plans and changes in procurement costs, help procurement personnel expand the scope of sourcing, and then help them select the best quality supplier. Additionally, the e-procurement system could provide efficient and complete information resource services. It could use big data and cloud computing technology to analyze and predict bidding and purchase transaction data resources and provide a reference for leadership decision making. Then we come to our deliverable of the project. We intended to build a knowledge base for users to centrally manage all generated electronic documents to manage the procurement process, including requisition, purchase order, and purchase items. There are 4 main parts of our delivery. The first one is the function of storing and managing data. We adopt a hybrid method of cloud server and local server. The advantage of the cloud server lies in high scalability and the price, and the maintenance fee are relatively low. However, considering the actual situation of the museum and some policy reasons, our plan is to first adopt the hybrid deployment method and then gradually turn the server into the cloud. The second is intelligent search. User can query the status, completed or incompleted, and specific content of the specific procurement process based on keywords like times, title, etc. User can quickly find the information they need. Next is report. User can add comments, and if there are any exceptions, they can report to the procurement process to the upper level administrator. Last one is the standardization. Our system provides templates of procurement process, and when uploading information, user can ensure the standardization of information and improve efficiency. Okay, let's welcome Yixuan to introduce about stakeholders' need and requirements.
Hi, I'm Yixuan. I will introduce about stakeholders' needs and requirements. Our team divided stakeholders of this project into external and internal. This page is for external stakeholders. They are requisitioner. Their needs and requirements as a form must be the electronic, include goods and service test and apply commitments by financial years. And then the requisition form must have multiple lines for different items with different general ledger accounts. It can add attachments and notes. When requisitioners select delivery address, they need have multiple choice to select, and they can enter comments to suppliers. What's more, all requisitions must have a Unicode sequential requisition number and must have mandatory fields that must be completed. Requisitions must have the compatibility to allow for additional test items to be paid. Items entered on the requisition must identify the general ledger accounts used. Finally, requisitions need have ability to convert different currencies into Australian numbers, cancel requisition by the requisitioner. Users to confirm that the requisition is complete before approval workflows and save a requisition without confirming that the requisition is complete. And this page is a chart shows about external stakeholders' needs and requirements. The circles represent attributes of requisition form, and the squares are operational procedures that the requisitioner may do. This page is for internal stakeholders. They are related to purchase orders. Their needs and requirements are that first is the system must have the ability to convert a requisition into a purchase order. Second is all purchase orders must have a sequential purchase order number. The third one is purchase orders can be modified. The fourth is have ability to amend commitments within a purchase order between the different financial years by the requisitioner. Fifth is if the purchase order total amount is amended, then the purchase order will need to be approval via the approval workflow process. Sixth is have ability to close purchase orders by the requisitioner and selected users. Seventh is the purchase order should have terms and conditions. Eighth is have ability to email a purchase order as a PDF document to suppliers. Ninth is requisitioner is informed when the requisition become a purchase order. Finally, is the purchase orders can be reopened by selected users and have a expired date, and also can be converted to the original currency. And next page, this page is a chart shows about internal stakeholders' needs and requirements. The circles represent attributes of the purchase orders, and the squares also shows about the operational procedures that the internal stakeholders may do. Okay, so next part is let's welcome Wenyang to talk about scope of the project.
Okay, thanks, Yixuan. First, I will introduce our scope. The project is based on deliverables. The project scope of the online order purchasing management system mainly include the following contents. The first is upgrade the original manual paper application system to an online application system. The second is store all the information of purchase transactions, including purchase requisitions of various purchase transactions, purchased items, and precising information. The third is establish a management model for the stored purchase transaction information. to ensure that the new system can meet the requirements of centralized tracking of purchase transactions and timely feedback of information. The fourth is establish a management process for the new system in the Victoria Museum and assign management responsibilities to complete the adaptation to the implementation of the new system. Last one is test the system to ensure that the new system is operating normally in all aspects. The content not included in this project is as follows. The first is commitment report of the Victoria Museum. The second is provide audit trails to verify payment and prove that internal control and procurement processes have been followed. The third is standardize the approval process and formal workflow to verify whether the correct authorization level is applied to each transaction. The last one is improve organization, authorization, and procurement process approval. Next, I will introduce Gantt chart of the project plan. The following two pages are the Gantt chart of the Victoria Museum e-procurement system project. The project lasted 6 months from the initial stage to the launch. It can be divided into 6 stages, namely project initiation, requirement analysis, and planning, project architecture, development and coding, testing and development, of which stage 3 is the design and database stage, and stage 4 is coding, which are the most important part of a project, so it costs most time. We expected that the project will go online at the end of January next year, after 6 stages of successful execution. Then let's move on to justification and explanation for this plan. This page is the work breakdown structure. The overall framework of it is formulated based on the Gantt chart of the e-procurement system. It also has 6 stages, and we can allocate resources and time by estimating the workload of each task, and it can promote the rapid formulation of the schedule. This is the network diagram of our project. It can clearly express the logical relationship between the work and is conducive to the allocation of resources. This is the RACI matrix of our project. Wang Dong is mainly responsible for obtaining requirements and formulating standards. Yixuan Wang is responsible for design and requirements analysis. Jinghui Zeng is responsible for WBS production and formulation of work plans. And Zhao Zhengyao is responsible for database and system development. Then Jinghui will show more details.
Thank you, Wen Yang. Hi, I'm Jinghui. I will introduce the rest parts of our presentation. In the cost estimation part, we listed the types of expenditures that our client can have an overview of the resources needed in the project, including human resource costs, fixed costs, and official costs. Based on the work breakdown structure items, we listed the efforts and costs needed for each item. One cost budget item is called kick-off meeting with team members. We estimated it needs 32 hours and $455 per hour. So the total cost of this item in this project is $14,560. The rest of tables are the continuing of the cost budget table. We also estimated some indirect costs included in this project, like electricity, water fee, and rental fee for team. The project will last for 139 working days, excluding weekends, which is around 7 natural months. The overall working hours is 1,370 hours. We define the expenditures required for each step and the resources required for each WBS item. The result is a budget requirement of around $420,000. With 10% budget reserve, we recommend the total budget should be around $457,000. About the risk register part, the first risk is that the project team may encounter insufficient budget. During project implementation, some factors and special circumstances may increase the cost and cause the project to be unable to complete all tasks. The mitigation plan can be that the project team communicates with the stakeholders, apply for more budget, raise funds, or loan. The second is low staff involvement. The transition from paper documents to electronic Q&A will undoubtedly require the company's employees to cooperate with the project team, which will increase their workload. Changes will always be accompanied by resistance and conflict. The enthusiasm is not high, resulting in decreased participation, which may cause the project team to fail to complete the work on time. For this reason, the project manager needs to communicate with the employee representatives to let them know their importance to the project and the reasons for the change or the project. The manager should report to the senior manager and let the company's senior management arrange tasks to ensure the smooth progress of the project. The third risk is the change of the user's needs. The customer's requirements are inconsistent with the initial agreement, and the requirements are modified, which will lead to an increase in workload and cost, and the final delivery results may be affected. So the project manager needs to inform users of the impact of these changes on the project schedule and let them consider whether to make changes or whether to make concessions. The fourth is that the actual system may be different from the delivery expected by the user. Some functions and tasks, the understanding of the project team and the understanding of the user are deviated, resulting in a decrease in user satisfaction during delivery. The mitigation strategy for this is the project managers need to maintain communication with stakeholders and arrange more meetings to periodically feedback the progress of the project. In this part, we will illustrate why our team is the best choice for the client. We provide accurate cost analysis for our client. Cost estimation is an important part before the project is really going to the real world. We provide comprehensive requirement analysis. We will consider the current requirements in all aspects and brainstorm for potential issues. We provide fast and concise deployment. Short and reasonable project time can allow the client to transform. We also provide effective communication with experienced communication skills. Our team members can lead to useful communication results. Thank you. That's our presentation.